this the final nail in the coffin of pop music worldwide? Hi, morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. Thanks as ever for your company today. And that is one of the breaking stories coming out of London today. It all basically centres on, I find this incredible that it's still going, in fact. Do you remember when the Brit Awards were cool? And they were then sort of shortened just to the Brits. I remember, of course, the Brits way back in the 80s when Mick Fleetwood and Samantha Fox made a complete hash of it as hosts. It was far more fun then. Do you remember that? And of course I remember when the brilliant composers and songwriters and producers Stock Aitken Waterman won a clutch of Ivor Novellos at the Brits and all that sort of stuff, but then got booed by the audience because they didn't like people having success. And of course, moving forward into another decade, we had, of course, the Deputy Prime Minister of that time, John Prescott, getting an ice bucket chucked over him by a band that we've now all forgotten about, Chumbawamba. But now, in order to stay relevant, guess what? The Brits have decided to go woke. No surprise in there really, because it's on the ITV channel. They love anything woke. If it's boring, they will put it on screen. If you don't believe me, you just have to look at some of their programming, like This Morning with Holly and Phil, Lorraine, Good Morning Britain. You get the picture. Tediously dull from the moment they go to air to the moment it switches off. But the Brits, as I say, have decided to go even more woke and dull on ITV. And here's how. They've decided to go all gender fluid, so you won't have like best female performance or best male performance. It will simply be best vocal performance. Now apparently this is because we all want to be inclusive and we're not all fighting for the same thing. Try telling that to Madonna. She virtually had to strangle herself, if you remember, collapsing down the stairs just to get some attention one year. But on a more serious note, and it is truly interesting this, they've taken the heart and soul really now out of the world of pop. The Brit Awards have been in decline on screen for many years ratings wise. In fact, it's so dire sometimes they can barely be bothered to rate it. I think the last year was actually the worst in its history. So whoever's decided to go down this route in order to make sure people feel more inclusive, well then the inclusivity will really be reflected in the ratings, because in fact what we do like to see is a genuine pop Brit battle. Do you remember Oasis and Blur, Robbie Williams and Liam Gallagher? Those are the things that make these rock events actually truly spin. But it appears all fun, according to ITV and the Brits, is seemingly gone out of pop too. Do let me know what you think about this particular story. If, like me, of course, you liked when pop was just fun, you know, you had people like the Beatles, the Rolling Stones. Moving forward, we had Slade, Swede, ABBA, all of that sort of stuff. I don't know about you, but I love the people like Sandy Shaw that sang Barefoot, PJ Proby, whose trousers ripped every time he came on, and the hip swiveling Elvis, and of course Tom Jones, who's also gone woke as well, by the way. But do let me know in the comments whether you think pop now has certainly lost its fun, or is it about time we all had another go at the locomotion with the wonderful Kylie. Neil Sean in the heart of London.